How old were you when you started dancing?
My earliest memory is probably third grade.
Oh, sick. Then.
We had a little after-school dance team that was unofficial, but it was official. I don't know. But we would do those little performances and stuff like that. And but it was never serious, because again, I was just that kid that just wanted to do everything. And whenever I felt like doing it, like I feel like dancing this week, and then the next week I feel like playing soccer. I was very heavily into soccer as a child. So like that's why when we had this little team, they actually had me as their captain. And I was like, no, because I want to play soccer.
Wow.
So it was not serious to me. I just had very many interests, and I still do. But like as a child, I would act on it. Coming middle school, I still had these dance classes and like acting classes and all that stuff. Still never serious. I was just doing them because why not?
That's good. Yeah, like it's good that you got to like taste a whole bunch of different things at a young age.
Yeah, it was very like dope. But I will say, like, I feel like the spark of probably going or having a little bit more interest in dance was my coach, JP, John Paul. Shout out to him. He was like the one really saying like, you should do that. You should do that more often. Or you should try doing this more often. And like I never really had anyone tell me like, you should keep going. You're gonna have adults that say like, oh, you did good or whatever it is. But I never had an adult tell me like, you should do that more often, or you should try that more. Yeah.
Like the encouragement, like the praise versus encouragement.
Yeah, it was that was like the first time hearing it from him too. Because I know how heavily he was in acting and dance and all that stuff. And I still have him in contact to these days, and we're always talking and stuff like that. So just dabbling in dance at that point, and then coming high school, this is where it starts turning, because we had the option of either taking PE or dance. And I was like, FPE, I'm going to dance. Like, I don't want to run and do all that stuff.
Do a mile
every time. So I was like, no, I'm just going to dance. That's easy. So that's when I met my lovely, amazing high school dance teacher, Miss Pino, Laura Pino. She was that teacher that really loved her job. Like she really loved teaching, and she really loved supporting her students. That woman has done so much for me. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be dancing right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So freshman year, I did dance class, and then coming my sophomore year, I still did the dance class. Junior year, I auditioned for the dance team. And then the next year after that, I was head captain of the dance team for my senior year.
Nice.
But throughout that time, like those 4 years, just talking to Miss Pino, she was always like, you should really look into like teams or schools that do dance stuff, and I'll help you. And she actually did. She wrote cover letters for me. She helped me with the audition process and everything. Like I actually, I tried enrolling in AMDA and actually made it. And
What's AMDA?
AMDA,
yeah.
The American Musical Arts Academy, something like that. It's based off LA, right next to Capitol Records. They have one in LA and I have one in New York.
Oh, wow. It's a performing arts college and conservative. Oh, wow. I've never heard of this.
Yeah. But basically, you have artists like, I think Anthony Ramos came from there. Jason Derulo was another one. Yeah. And I actually made it. I actually got enrolled. They accepted me. But because it was so dang expensive, I was like, I can't do that. But like, Miss Pena was still like, you shouldn't stop dancing either way, But graduation comes in, and mind you, the whole time being in dance team and all that stuff, I was doing small trainings of ballet and lyrical and all that stuff. Well, we never really had training in hip hop. We never really had that,
Yeah.
The school never funded our dance program, so my teacher would pay out of her pocket for costumes. She would actually sew each and every one of our costumes for every piece that we had.
Wow.
There's like 30 of us on that team. Damn. So the whole time you would always see her with her little sewing machine just doing it, and then we would help her out if we had the time, whatever it is. But she always wanted us to like go and practice.
Yeah.
She would be the one to sew and stuff.
What high school is this?
Reseda High School.
Ah, Reseda High School.
Now it's a charter, so now they have money.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're good.
Schools just need to have proper funding.
Yeah. But it was tough on her because the administration they're actually trying to take down the dance program. They're legit actually trying. For no reason, I don't know why. But she fought tooth and nail for us. Like, she would even have to freaking sneak us in the room during summer because they didn't want us to have summer practice, but all the other teams could have summer practices. So she was like, nah. She kind of made a pact with other teachers, be like, hey, okay, let me borrow the key, just pick a friend, I'll come back. And I'm like, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Respect, man.
She fought.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's frustrating is people, I feel like much of our current society, it just feels like it. This is just my perspective, is that they very much undervalue the arts and the positive effect that it has on the youth, because they think, they value IQ so much, academics and all that stuff, and it's like, but we need to have the balance of the creativity, because left brain, right brain, that whole kind of thing. And I did a podcast with students I used to coach when they were in high school. They're adults now.
Yeah.
And then one of them was 13 when I was coaching them. She's like 23 now. And then but they're both, it's a trip. But we made a joke that maybe their involvement with the arts is what drives them to more of the traditional jobs, like the sciences, because both the kids they're not kids now, but the kids that I interviewed, the former dancers, they're both scientists now. So, wow. So it's like their involvement with the arts in their teen years, too much of it, time to go.
That's too much of it. Cut it out.
But they definitely don't deny the fact that, or the environment that dance had in their life of being in a community, working hard together, the importance of hard work, persevering, all this other lessons that they took throughout their life, while I was corrupting them. So
good old teacher Emeroy.
They told me that I was I forgot. I used to do some insane workouts that would kill them.
Same with my students.
Yeah, because I was, the mentality is make it hard here so it's easier when you're on stage. So it's like we're Sonic and Knuckles. All right, so when did you discover hip hop?
So it started out with the choreography scene again in high school, whatever. And then after graduating, I actually stopped dancing for a year just because I had to now figure out where I was going to go. I was going to go to CSUN after graduating, but I missed the deadline, so I had to go to Pierce first and take some classes there. So dancing, I rarely danced during that year. And it wasn't until my high school teacher, texted me saying, hey, do you remember Versatile? And I was like, yeah, that one group that performed that one day. She was like, yeah, they have a little junior team and you're of age, so I think you should check it out and audition. It's a week-long audition process, intensively.
Wow.
But she was like, I think you should do it. And I was like, cool. Now, the only reason I went is because I was bored. I was bored. I wasn't dancing, so I was like, a week? I can dance for a week. Cool. It's been a while. So me and my couple of friends went for that week, and that's when I had a huge wake-up call of my stamina and my endurance, because none of it was there. But again, I was just auditioning just for the heck of it. The goal wasn't to make it. I didn't really care. That was my mentality that year. And then fast forward, I did make it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they had the contract, and they're like, okay, you guys just gonna meet up every Friday and Sundays, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. That's fine, whatever. But again, as I was doing these rehearsals, It was different. And I didn't take it seriously until like the third week. Like I had that thought in my mind saying, I think this company is serious about what they do. that legit. Cause I was like, oh my gosh, we're still here. We're still sweating a lot. And just the training and all the things that they were teaching us, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a whole thing about this. And then what I really got into it was when I went to my first battle event with the Great One-Eighters. Shout out to the Great One-Eighters. I went to the family affair that they had, and I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, it's even better than you got served. Like, oh
the battle scene.
The battle scene. And I was just...
Those events are fucking live, man. I miss jams, man.
Dude, and that's when from then on, that's when I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep doing this, you know. And then, like, Jackie and Lee, they would always say, like, you can make a living off of dance. Like, you can do it. It's not impossible. And they always, like, encourage that. And, oh, my gosh. Let me rewind.
Okay.
Because this is important.
Okay.
This is important.
Okay.
I'll go back to Jackie and Lee for a second. But back to high school. My senior year, the head counselor in front of my senior class, most of them, said, because she saw that I was enrolling into AMDA at that time, the performing arts school, and she said, well, you're not going to do anything with dance. You're not going to do nothing with dance. You can't do anything with it. In front of everybody. And then she legit said, come to my office so we can fix it so you can go to the CSUN or something. And I was like, I was enraged that I had tears in my eyes and I couldn't even look at my friends, but I can feel eyes on me. And I was like, this lady legit told me that I can't do anything with dance. She legit, a head counselor told me that. And
you know, it's ironic, the whole adult saying, like, you can be anything, chase your dreams, follow your passion, as long as it's realistic.
As long as it's realistic.
As long as it fits the path. Wait, who was in front of your entire senior class?
Yeah, because we had to gather in this small hallway just because we were doing some like signing stuff. I don't know what we were doing. I think we were getting ready for a test or something, and I don't know, but it required us to put the school code on the paper. And she was just making sure we all had the right school code. And she came to me, she said that. And I was like, you could have just told me this, like, in private.
Like, yeah, that's like in private. That's how you lose respect of authority, yeah.
I know. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that's when my whole mindset changed. And that's like that whole year of not dancing. It was just like, I didn't care anymore. And that's why with the whole audition, I didn't care. I didn't care whether I got in or not. So, and I was just like...
The stories you're sharing right now are definitely showing, like, the impact adults can have on kids, no matter the age. Like, you had one adult encourage you, then another adult discourage you.
Yeah.
And I remember I forgot what the statistics were, but kids, you know, be living better lives, so to speak, if they have a supportive adult, whether it's their parents or a mentor. So it's wild.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, because they look up to us as, like, though we don't have anything figured out, they do look up to us as guidance.
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell you guys, college students, to drop out.
Yeah, I was like, you always tell us to drop out, man. I feel it. Thanks.
Stop wasting your money. Take it from a guy with a bachelor's degree.
You're like, wow, okay, thank you for the support and encouragement.
Oh, but I as much as I think I made it as a joke, like, drop out means graduate.
Yeah. Haha.
So, because I think it was Rachel that graduated. I think it was Jashawn. And I commented and said, you finally dropped out.
You finally dropped out. They're like, oh, that's what you meant.
It's like reverse psychology.